Hi, this is Dr. Michelle Medrano from Mile High Church. Happy to have James von Praagh with us today, interviewing him for his upcoming appearance here at Mile High Church in June. Hi, James. How are you?
Hi, Michelle. Good, thank you. How are you?
I am great. Thank you. We always love having you come here to Mile High Church. How many times do you think you've been here with us?
Good question. It's like going home to family. It's like a family reunion every year, I tell you.
Yes.
Maybe 4 or 5, maybe 5, 6.
Yeah, I would think so. And every time you come, we have an amazing experience. It's usually a sellout experience, especially on the Friday night. So you'll be here with us on Friday night, June 28th, and our tickets are available on the website. Tell everyone a little bit about it when they do come on Friday night for that event, what they experience. I could tell them what I experienced, but tell them.
And it's different each time, as you know.
It is.
Time you go. So what I do is I'm known as a survival evidence medium, which means that I'm able to link into the spirit world and bring through messages from loved ones and evidential messages such as names and places, events, memories they shared. They come through with all different things, items a person has of theirs. It's really to prove survival of consciousness. I mean, move on. There is no such thing as death. And I do a bit of a little meditation beforehand. You've seen me. I'm kind of a little bit of a showman, I guess.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go dancing, for God's sake. It's crazy. And I really educate people at the very beginning of the lecture. I talk to them about what it's like to be a spiritual medium, what it's like from the other side's point of view, from the spirit world, the process of communication and how difficult it can be communicating, and how they have to prepare themselves to make that happen. It doesn't just pop up. They really have to work hard at communicating. And something, Michelle, which I find very fascinating, and this probably appeared 2 or 3 years ago when I was at a demonstration, I began to see not only the audience in there, but above them were these beings of light, these spirits. And they had nothing to do with the people in the audience. They were there watching this, preparing for another time in the future that they might come through. So I wanted to see how the process worked. So I thought that was really fascinating. And so once at Mile High when I did it there, I took it once before. So it's a process they have to go through because they have to be able to create a thought in their mind and then project it to the mind of the medium. And I have to release that to the person in the audience, whoever it is. I'll say, there's a lady here named Carol. She's 73 years old. She had lymphoma, and she has 2 daughters in the audience. Where am I? And that's how we get the contact. It happens in all different ways. Sometimes I'll see a spirit standing behind somebody, and I will bring through that person. Sometimes it's the energy. They'll bring the energy to a certain section of the auditorium or a row. Mm-hmm. And this has happened lately, which is always so fascinating because as you're a medium, you're always working differently. The spirit world changes it up on you. Recently, they've had me like kind of sections of spirits, like one row, and then behind them 3 people, then behind them 4 people, then over here 3 people. Then
really?
So, yeah, they're experimenting with the way I work, which you have to always experiment to do something new. And I'm always excited. It's close to 40 years I've been doing this, so it's always exciting to do something new. And Mile High is a great place to do that. And the spirit world knows that because the energy there is so fabulous. It's so pure, that space, and I always call it the space. It's such a beautiful, loving space because of the work that's done there that helps the spirit world to come through stronger. So always have great results that Friday night. So that'll be a spirit demonstration where I bring through messages from loved ones. I also do a little bit, like I said, of teaching about the process and really giving tools for people, which a lot of the audience already knows, but a lot of spiritual tools to live in this human world, that we live in.
I find that it's so healing for my soul to watch the healing that occurs when you communicate with people about their loved ones. Can you tell us a little bit about what that experience is like for people?
Oh, sure. It's a very humbling experience. And I agree with you. When I do the work, I'm also the observer. I kind of put myself to the side observing. And I, too, am blown away by the beauty, the incredible, miraculous work that the spirit world does behind the scenes to make it happen. And they will, as you know, one message is for many people. I remember, it might have happened at Mile High years ago, where I brought through a child that passed over, a young boy. Mm-hmm. And I said to his parents in the audience, your thoughts are things. So you got to be careful of your thoughts because the spirit world, they see your thoughts. And as I'm saying this, he's telling me, you got to tell them this for me. And I'm like, oh, this is so hard to do this, but okay, because it's a message you really don't want to, you have to be very careful how you present it to the recipient. because you have every recipient, it's almost like, they're very sensitive. It's like a piece of glass. You got to be very careful and responsible. But the boy said to his parents, Mom and Dad, I died once. Don't make me die every day with your thoughts. Which is a hard thing to say, but it was 23 years of a beautiful life he had. And they were concentrating on that last night of his life. And it said, and then when you think about it, it makes sense. And they said, thank you for freeing us up. And we can be able to apply all the messages that come through to our own lives, because we're human, having that human experience as well. So it is about letting go. It is about loss. It is how we deal with grief, realizing there is no death. And that sometimes the mission really is the soul. Each soul has a different mission. And part of that mission might be they're going to stay here in experiences and lessons for 17 years or 25 years or 100 years. It doesn't matter the physical length. It's about the soul lessons that they're learning.
Sure.
So we learn a lot about that. We learn a lot about dynamics. We learn a lot about forgiveness. That often comes up as a theme in the work, in the demonstration, as you know, a lot about forgiveness. It gives us spirit people an opportunity to come back and say they're sorry, please forgive me, or I didn't see you the way I see you now. If only I knew what I knew now, if I knew then what I knew now, I would have lived life very differently, so please forgive me. It's such an interesting evening, and you never know what's going to happen. That's what's
right.
So
right. No, it's always a fascinating ride. And then even if you don't read for me per se, there's an expansive energy in the room as I watch you read for other people, as the message comes through, and there's this constant confirmation from people of, oh my gosh. So I think that's part of what draws people in too, is it's such a healing thing to see the expansive nature of our universe through watching you work with people.
Like you said, Michelle, it's being part of that space. And the spirit guides and teachers who are there preparing that space, and they prepare that space way before I even get there. They know who's going to communicate beforehand. They know who they're going to line up, and they make sure that the people that communicate are ones whose message will affect every single person in that room. So it's valuable for everyone. And it is a space. So it's such a healing space that's presented, and that everybody can appreciate and acknowledge and use in their own lives. That's just it. And that's really what it's about. The spirit messages, the mediumship itself is a phenomenon. And that's really what it's a phenomenon. But really what it's about is the realization that there is no such thing as death, that life goes on. And it's all about the choices we make in life. And choices should be made from love, not fear. That's all there is, all over fear. And we want to look, where do we choose from? We choose from love, or do we choose from fear? So, like we were just talking about, that evening it's a teaching evening. It's a very interesting evening. It's a fascinating evening, phenomena, and it opens people up to that way of seeing things, that perspective, that way of being. So I've had a lot of people from Mile High over the years have written me emails and on the Facebook page and said that evening that you spent with us has put me on my spiritual path. So thank you.
That's beautiful. Yeah. That's beautiful. Now you're going to do a workshop on that Saturday too. What are people going to get out of that workshop?
Well, I've chosen to do this workshop. I haven't done it yet at Mile High, but I've done it for probably the past year in several different venues, and it's the most successful one from people's point of view, what they get out of it. And what it is, it's about unwrapping your spiritual gifts. And every single person is psychic from one degree or another. We're all intuitive. We all have a sixth sense. But we maybe not have been learned how to use it, how to tune into it, how to open that part of ourselves up. Or maybe we have we can resonate as a healer, using the healing energy. And maybe that hasn't been developed or recognized and used. Or maybe we're very mediumistic. So I'm going to present a day where I go through the various processes, mind journeys, meditations, exercises, to open up to our psychic selves, our intuitive selves, our intuitive skills, open up to the healing energies. How do we know we're a healer, and how different exercises we use to bring that energy forth. And last, of course, mediumship. And are we able to open up our minds to a point that we bring up our power so strong, our loving power, that we're able to connect with the spirit side of life, which, by the way, spirits are always around us. We got to open up our minds and surrender it. So after the workshop, people are going to know pretty close to where they fall in that. Am I more of a healer? Am I more of a psychic? Am I more medium? Am I a blend of all three? What's the strongest power I have, or power, gift, or ability, let's say? And how can I now use that and develop it further? So it's to help people to recognize their abilities, or ability, and then how to use it in the rest of their life.
And what are some of the ways that someone might use that ability, maybe not necessarily be like you and go do readings for people and workshops and that sort of thing? What are some of the relevant usages of it?
Well, first of all, psychic, of course, intuitive, number one, is, of course, we use it every day without knowing it. But
right.
Practicality, let's say someone's getting a proposal for a job and they have 3 different choices. Which one should I choose? Well, intuitively, you have that knowingness.
Yeah.
Or let's say you have a meeting with somebody and you'll just be able to feel how that meeting is going to go, what that personality is like, what should happen there. You'll be able to feel it before you have the meeting. So those are ways. And then mediumistically, of course, be able to tune into the spirit world when you're around someone. Let's say you have a friend who just lost a father, and you're able to tune into that man's frequency and give a message to the person. And so there's that, of course. And then the healing, of course, we all know. And animals are wonderful examples of healing, unconditional love.
Sure.
So it's tuning into that healing vibration and bringing balance and a sense of peace and a sense of, connectedness, I guess you would say, a oneness with another person. And it can be distant healing as well. It can be someone in a different space, a different state, a different country. So we work on that as well. So that's the healing vibration. So
great. That's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, are you writing any new books or in the midst of any new work?
Well, if you can see my office now, I'm not going to show it to you because as you can tell, it's a wreck behind me. But, it's my workshop right now. I call it my workshop right now because I'm actually writing a musical. I'm writing a play.
Really?
Yeah. And it's a musical, spiritual musical. And it's called The Tree of Life. Oh. And I'm in the weeds with it right now because it's all about moral dilemmas and it's about everyday people going through life and death and life situations. And then we find at the very end, we look back at these 6 people's lives and we realize it was all lessons they had to learn through each other. It's interconnected with each. It's 3 different stories that come together as one at the end. Mm-hmm. And we realized it was all about learning lessons with each other. And lessons, of course, are love. Different aspects of love. So I'm trying to get these high concepts into a simple play, which isn't really simple. So it's work because I've never done it before, but it's an interesting type of weaving together different stories and immoral dilemmas and these sorts of things. So, the minister has a daughter dies in a car crash from an alcoholic who lives and she dies, and the father's a minister. Is he going to forgive that man? So it's stuff like that. It's really interesting. So we'll see what happens. But I've been propelled to do that probably the past 5 years. And I've been working on it kind of in and out the past 5-6 years. And then after that, I want to do one more book I want to do. And the book is all about the mind. It's about how to heal. It's called Heal the Mind. That's the name of the book the next book I'm going to be doing. At least right now it's a working title. So
That's great. Well, I'm glad to hear that. And, we, of course, hope that everybody who's watching will join us at Mile High Church for the event again, it's Friday, June 28th, and it's I'm looking to confirm at 7 p.m. in our sanctuary. And then Saturday, the workshop's all day from 9 to 5. So we hope that people will buy tickets. But if they can't, if they're not local, they're watching this video from somewhere else, don't you have other online ways that people could?
Oh, sure. Mm-hmm. Michelle, can I just say, I'm going to throw it out here because that's what I am. As you know, everyone watching probably knows me, that people fly into Denver for this workshop that they have before. And it's a great place to come to. And Mile High Church is my favorite church, well, in this arena, if we'd say that, because it's just a lot of the consciousness is there. And it's worth flying into and spending time in Denver if you haven't done that. The other ways you can get in touch with me online, I have an online school, which is a 4th year. It's entering its 4th year. And there are over 42 different courses in healing and intuition and transformational arts, and it's called the James Van Praagh School of Mystical Arts, or the JVP School of Mystical Arts. And right now I'm working on life coaching techniques for certification courses, one-day courses. So that's a great way to contact me that way, get in touch with my work.
That's great. That's great. And is there anything else you would tell people to encourage them to come to the event? Anything you want everybody to know about it?
I just think that if they're watching this, I think that it's just things that happen by accident. I think they're divinely led. And I think they're actually watching this. I think that that's someone around, guide of theirs, someone around saying, you need to go here. You need to attend this, because it's not like you can do this every day with James Van Praagh in person. Right. And people leave, they leave on a whole other level. So I just finished it 2 weeks ago, another workshop back east in upstate Massachusetts. And the people swear to you, they said, please, do we have to leave now? Do we have to leave now? But, yeah, there's a yoga class tonight. We have to go. Okay, so I also give them rules to go home with, certain rules. I call them re-entry rules, how to deal with everyday life, being so sensitive. So if you see this video, I think it's a sign that you should come and see it. It's something probably for you. If it feels right. I don't push them, but if it feels right, I'm for it.
I agree with you. And I've been in this metaphysical work since I was 15 years old. That was just a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah,
And but I have watched you over the years from various viewpoints and seen you on TV and watched you here at Mile High Church. And I just want to thank you for the work you do in the world, because it makes a huge difference. I think you are one of those speakers and teachers who, through your work, people get healed of some of the most profound pain and suffering humans can experience, and find themselves to be able to be free and continue to live their life. Like you talked about those parents who are tempted to get stuck in their loved one dying every day, but because they had some time with you, they could let it go and live a beautiful life. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you very much. I was mentioning before we started broadcasting, I had lunch today with a 90-year-old lady who was an Auschwitz survivor named Edith Eger, who I've known her for several years. She's part of my school also. She did a video. And I wrote down some Edith-isms.
No, good. Oh, good.
Lunch. I wrote down breathing. There's breathing, feeling, and healing. In order to go through grief, there's breathing, feeling, healing. Mm-hmm. And I have a whole bunch of Edith-isms. And, she's also someone who survived that Auschwitz thing. And she said, people have to live life. Grief is limiting, and life is opening. And that's what we have to do. So, yeah, thank you very much. I do believe it's an honor to work with people, to open people up. And something in closing, I find, because people often ask me, what's the hardest part of what you do? And I said, well, it's not really talking to dead people. That I can do. Talking to dead people, that's fine. I can see them, feel them, hear them. The hardest part is I see around people their abilities, opportunities, gifts, their colors, their auric field, and they don't see it for themselves.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part.
Totally understand that.
Right?
Yeah.
So through this work, that's how I'm hoping to open people up. And when you see someone open up, wow, that's really what it's about. When you see the light bulb go off, that aha moment, that, oh, wow, I am special. I am God. Oh, my God, this is incredible. That's what's awesome.
Yeah, I call that returning myself to myself, right?
That's exactly right. Exactly. You can't be anybody else but yourself, because everybody else is taken. Right?
Exactly. For sure.
So.
Well, we're so looking forward to you coming to be here with us.
Thank you. I look forward to it as well.
Today. Thank you.
Okay,
and so we'll see you in June.
Very good. All right. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.